Okay, so let's talk about the syllabus. I'm in psychology right now, but the syllabus is the same essentially for both psychology and social work. The policies are the same. Pretty much everything is the same. But I want to make sure that you have a chance to kind of go through it with me a little bit. Obviously, the student learning outcomes for the classes are going to be different. But and the course description and that sort of stuff. But these are both late start classes, so the dates are going to be the same. Uh, Very likely this video is going to be used for multiple semesters. So these are the dates for spring 2025. They're going to be a little bit different, obviously, as you come to this video in different semesters. Basically, the bottom line is this is an online asynchronous class. That means that we do not have any class meetings, online or otherwise. You have work that is assigned to you. You have a certain period of time to do it, and then I will grade it and provide feedback to you. So, um, the class is in progress. I am making some changes to this course. This semester is sort of a transition between one model of this course and another model of this course. But basically, we don't go necessarily in chapter order. So keep an eye on the calendar and to understand, and the weekly announcement to understand what's going on. But I will communicate with you through announcements and through submission comments and through messaging if needed. Usually that's because you've messaged me, but sometimes I message you. And so our communication together is key to this course because, as an online only course, if we're not communicating electronically, we're not communicating at all. So, I don't usually participate in discussions, but I will comment on your posts if needed. Sometimes I do. I try not to interfere in that way. I would like to have your discussions be student to student for the most part. But sometimes I step in for whatever reason to clarify something or something like that. So, if you got full credit for an assignment, you might not get a submission comment. But if you for some reason have not gotten full credit for an assignment, you will always know why, so that you have an opportunity to resubmit, right? And that's not possible for things that lock, like quizzes and discussions. However, you can always resubmit an assignment within the period of time that it is possible to submit it. So for the most part, first half of semester stuff, you have until the midterm date to turn it in. Obviously it has a due date, but if you're going to turn it in late, that's kind of the deadline for the first half of the semester, and the end of the course is the deadline for the second half of the semester. So if I give you comment that you should revise, right? Don't leave points on the table. Okay. So, when I talk about the opening module, I'll talk about announcements and that sort of thing. But you do have this optional discussion here, the Q&A chat discussion. Um, so when you go, oops. So when you go, you're going to see it a little bit differently than I see it. You can see the Q&A chat discussion here. This is the view that you'll see. Um, and then you can go in there and make comments and smash reply. There's no replies right now, right? But you can get help from your classmates, not just from me, and ask them questions. So um yeah, there's lots of opportunities to communicate. So the equity statement. This is really important to our class, right? Like everybody belongs here. This is a very diverse class. We have every kind of person, every age of person. We have people from all over the world. both who are living in California currently and who are not. And it's really important that you understand that everybody belongs here. This is a course for everyone. This is our book, Essentials of Psychology. There are lots of options for the book. If you go to the bookstore, either electronically or in person, you'll see the options. The least expensive option is $26 or something like that. It's the 180-day electronic rental of the book. But you can also buy it other ways if you're willing to spend a little bit more money. So it's kind of depends what you prefer. We do all of our work on Canvas. If you have problems with Canvas, their help desk is really excellent. So like if you I had like a 2-hour conversation with Canvas help last week, and I mean they're great, right? So there's lots and lots of options here for getting help. And this menu also gives you some other, not just Canvas help, but like other kinds of help. So, if you have a learning difference or something like that, you should really connect to the Disabled Students Program and Services. There's some tutoring, you get the idea, right? So there's lots of opportunities available to you at kind of the course or the college level, right? So if you don't participate for 2 weeks, you may be dropped from the course. That is true for the entire semester. It is definitely true for the beginning of this semester. Um, Again, the introductory kind of walkthrough thing of the beginning of the class is a separate video, but basically, if you don't complete the orientation module and the chapter one module in full, you will be dropped from the course. That is not optional. So, um, yeah, I mean, here's the details about the policy for submitting assignments and late work, that sort of thing. I just want to highlight, like, if you're having a problem, if you have something going on and you're having trouble getting your work in on time, please do let me know. And we'll kind of work on it together if we can. So there's some options available to you, not at the college level, but at the like literally the professor level. These are some resources that I've developed to help you. There are no papers in this course, but I developed the e-booklet when there was, and it's available. It's a good resource. You should check it out. Um, Basically, the grading, we have a very simple grading structure, right? So for most things, not for all things, but for most things, this is the grading structure. 0 is not submitted, 1 is needs revision, and 2 is satisfactory. It's fine, right? So you can get half points, but for the most part, you're going to see 0, 1, and 2. Um, if I had it my way, everybody would be graded pass fail. We'd call it a day, but that's kind of not how we do things. So the grading scale, when it comes down to the end of it, will be kind of your standard letter grade conversion, right? So I want to highlight this. The I don't round grades at all unless you have completed every graded item in the course and taken every opportunity to revise when you were given the option to revise, right? So because we have such a generous policy about revision and late work, and you essentially have lots and lots and lots of opportunities to get more or less all the points that you want in this class. Again, keep an eye on the things that lock on their due date, but because you have so many options for getting the maximum number of points, I'm not going to round grades unless you have done everything you can on your end to do that. And then we can talk about it, right? So if you're in within 1 point of the next grade up and you've done everything, you're gonna know at the end of the course, I will tell you when I'm done grading and you should go check out your grade. If you are within 1 point of the next grade up and you've done all of those things, by all means, you should reach out and say to me, hey, I did all the things and I'm so close. But if you haven't, then that's not going to get you anywhere. So make sure that you always take those opportunities to revise, right? Um, I will always take into account your accommodations. Most accommodations don't really apply to this class because we don't have a classroom, but we do have a couple of exams. I have already given you a huge amount of time for the exams. Um, so, if you have time and a half or something, you're going to end up with something silly like 6 hours to do, not very many multiple choice. But it and the bottom line is, even if you don't have a disability, if you are a person living with test anxiety and you want more time, you let me know. I will just give you more time. Um, okay. So yeah, I mean, these are standard college policies. You definitely need to know what they are. These are college resources that are available to you. You need to know what those are as well. And then we get here to the academic honesty policy, which is really important and people get caught up on pretty easily. So basically, there's no space for academic dishonesty in this class. If you write your own work, and submit your own work and cite whatever is not your own work appropriately, then you don't have to worry about this. You can stop the video now. But if you have a habit of just sort of willy-nilly cutting and pasting from the internet or using AI to help you with your work, you need to be very aware of this because you cannot do either one of those things in this class. So, um, you have in the beginning of the course a module on plagiarism with a bunch of quizzes attached to it. And I expect that once that module is complete, that you understand what plagiarism is. So there is no argument that is, I didn't know. Um, but honestly, I have to tell you that the main problem I'm seeing right now is AI. People get stressed, they have shorter, um, periods of time to do things in than they really hoped. And then they start cutting corners. And I would tell you that some points are better than no points. And in this instance, it's not just no points, it's not just getting a 0 on that one assignment. Um, if you use AI, you will at minimum receive a 0 for the assignment, and you will lose a letter grade in the class for each offense. So if you do it once, you're gonna go from an A to a B. If you had an A, if you do it twice, you're gonna go from that B to a C. If you do it more than that, you're gonna get an F in the class. Right. So it's important to understand that like, even if I haven't graded the first offense, like, it's gonna get counted in that way. So basically, if you just stay away from AI, it's not going to be a problem for you, but every semester people fail because of this, right? So the policy is such, AI detectors are not perfect, but not only am I using AI detectors, but I am also using my brain. When I get used to reading how you write and what your writing style is, it is very, very obvious when it suddenly changes what's going on. So, it's better just not to do that at all. But if you feel like you have been um uh flagged and you didn't deserve to be, the kind of the procedure after that point is here at the bottom. So if you received a 0 for an assignment and I've notified you in those submission comments that it's been flagged for academic integrity, you have 72 hours to respond and request a meeting. If you don't request a meeting or if you don't attend the meeting that we set, I assume that you have accepted the application of the policy and I will apply it. If you come to the meeting saying that you didn't use AI, but you can't like explain what is going on, so you can't explain the assignment, because I'm going to ask you, like, all right, let's do the assignment then. If you can't explain, um, then you're going to be referred to the student conduct office, right? If you're in the idea behind that is that if you double down on being dishonest, that the penalties are harsher, right? That's basically the bottom line. So, that was sort of a depressing note to end the video on, but that's the syllabus. If you have questions or concerns or anything like that, I'm absolutely here to help you. Like it is literally part of my job description to help you succeed. So, by all means, if you have questions, please reach out to me and I will, do my very best to get back to you just as quickly as I can. All right. Thank you.